welcome back to Athletic Every Day, day number 42. Got another upper body day here for you today. And this one wasn't so good. I felt like I wasn't performing at my best in this workout. And, it's not reasonable to expect that every single time. But I think, I don't know whether it was the weather and mental state, poor sleep the night before. But those are the workouts that they still consist of, the program still consists of all these workouts. Some of them you're going to feel good for, some of them you are going to feel good for. So sometimes you just have to hammer through and get them done. It was raining pretty heavily when I did this workout. Started out as a drizzle when I was warming up like this. Then it really started hammering it down, and the pull-up bar got quite slippery, and the floor did as well. The only thing that really had an impact on was the muscle ups. You'll see on one of these reps here, my hands actually slip off the bar. I didn't fall off the bar. I wasn't close to falling off the bar, but I had to go wipe it down a few times, and I think maybe that got in my head, or that messed up what my plans were for the muscle ups. I was planning on doing, I think it was 3 sets of 5 today, and the form on the first few felt okay. Then the rain started to come down a bit more, and I guess these are the risks of doing workouts outside, guys. If you're doing workouts outside and you're committing to doing workouts outside, then yeah, you're probably going to have to be exposed to the elements, as I was yesterday with the snow and today with the rain. But that also means that in the summer, when it's nice and sunny and warm, I'll also be exposed to the elements in a nice way then too. And the change in the weather, it kind of got me thinking about this quote from this book that I read, I've read numerous times. It's called Buddhism Plain and Simple by an author called Steve Hagen. And essentially this book just defines what Buddhism actually is, without all of the robes, the bells and the whistles and the concepts. It essentially just describes what the philosophy actually is like. Anyway, I digress. The quote from this book is, "Because of change, however, what we hate can't be forever kept away, but returns. Because of change, what we love doesn't remain, but surely fades. If we'd only relax, however, we'd notice that because of change, what we love continues to appear, and what we hate never lasts forever." Now, I'm not so crazy as to want to actually work out in the rain, and I don't like working out in the rain, but it's not going to last forever. It's just one workout, and there'll be workouts that will consistently arise that they'll probably help. There'll probably be more workouts that will come in the future that I will really don't like. There'll probably be some that are worse than this one that I hate even more. But because of change, as a result of change, there will be workouts in the future that I will be really, really happy to do in the future as well. And there'll be amazing workouts in the future, and I'm getting fantastic results of my athleticism. And, I can just see in my vision in the future, the vision I have for myself, my athleticism, how that's going to change over time. I can see that there'll be workouts in the future in which all of these positive things are going to happen. But that comes part and parcel. If you have a positive, you also have to have the other side of the coin. There will always be a negative side of it as well. And that just is the nature of life. That's how things work. And I think the sooner you can learn to accept that, the better. Getting back on topic with the training, I actually decided to go up a little bit in the bench press today. So as you can see here, I went up to 102.5 because I managed to get 5 sets of 4 with 100 last week. So it makes sense to try and gradually increase the weight. And for the first 3 sets, it actually went really well. The weight was moving okay, didn't feel too slow, and my form felt good. I actually messed around with my setup position. Previously, I would set my hips onto the bench before I'd even unrack the weight. But what I'm doing now, from having looked at a few bench tutorials on YouTube and learning a little bit more about how to set the back properly on bench so that your shoulder blades don't shift around when you're lifting, I actually decided that I would lift off and then I would set my hips after I've got the weight unracked, like you just watched there. And I felt like I was a lot more secure and my butt wasn't lifting up when I was struggling on those grindy reps at the end. Although I think it's this set, maybe on this one, so this rep right here, my butt does lift up ever so slightly, but then it goes back down. And no, maybe it's the next set. I think it's the next set. But I definitely feel like I've got a lot more control over my pelvis, my lower body, when I sit up like that. So that's how I'm going to be setting up in the future. But the last 2 sets, I really struggled. So I guess I did fail. I didn't manage to get a full lockout on the rep. There's a crane being taken apart, by the way. And I also had to wipe down all the equipment in between sets. That's the only trouble with working outside. I think it was the next set after this one where I tried to finish the rep. I think it was the 4th rep or the 3rd rep, and I got halfway up and I didn't feel like I had the strength to grind it out, so I had to rush to push it back onto the rack so that I wouldn't drop it on my neck or drop it on my chest. And I don't really have a lot of confidence with fairly bench. Again, my training age for bench is pretty darn low. But the front levers, I felt like these were going okay. This is like a very, very poor form straddle front lever. My legs should ideally be a lot lower, and I also shouldn't be kind of rounding my lower back like that. But that's the sort of next logical progression for me, so I'm going to keep on working on that week on week. This is the set where I failed, so this is rep 2, then I think it's the 3rd rep, or maybe the 4th rep where I failed. 3rd rep, managed to grind it out. That one was slow, I probably should have stopped there. And I was like, nope, I'm going to get the 4th rep. And then this happened. See, I lifted the hips, wasn't going to finish that rep, so... yeah, but that's, again, it's a little bit disappointing. You expect the best when you come to workout, but sometimes you have to prepare for the worst, and stuff like that happens. And then here's the worst part of the workout. I was like, screw it. Okay, I'm going to go back down to 100 now. This will be easy, a nice 4 reps. And I tried again. Got my first rep. I got the 2nd rep. Then the 3rd rep, I'm pretty sure this is where I failed. Wasn't happening, and then re-racked it. Very humbling to be able to miss a rep on a weight that you were managing for 4 last week. But that's just how the process works sometimes. Ups and downs are part of the process, and learning to love the whole thing, even the bad stuff, is what it takes in order to become good at something, to become really great at something. All right, that's it from me today. I hope you enjoyed, and I will catch you in the next one.